Hello everybody. Woohoo, look at this. Can you see the problem with this downpipe? Let me show you. Woohoo! That's what the problem is with this downpipe. It's broken, it's all loose. It's got a broken leg and it's blowing, it's leaking exhaust fumes and it's making a rattling noise. This is a Mark III Mondeo 2 litre Duratec 2004 model. Now, if you've ever changed one of these exhaust downpipes, you'll know that you've got like studs that come off the manifold which go through this flange here, then two 15mm nuts, which were actually 14mm nuts because they'd rotted away a bit. And then you've got another two studs that come off your catalytic converter and come through this flange here with two 15mm nuts. One of them, which is this side here, there was no threads left on the nut and there was no nut left. There was practically nothing left of the nut whatsoever, a little bit of an angle grinder here and the nut was gone. It had rotted away that badly. This nut was okay, I was able to undo it. So, the problem I've got is, one of the studs is buggered, there's no threads left on it whatsoever. I've got to remove the stud from the catalytic converter. So let me show you what the problem is. Before I get to the problem, there's our two studs in the exhaust manifold, which are okay. You can see the threads are all right. And then we come to our catalytic converter. The top stud I've managed to clean up and the threads are okay. I can reuse that stud again, but this bottom one, look at that. I say, you see the end part of that stud, that's where the nut basically was, and there's nothing left of it, it's just completely rotted away. So I'm not even going to bother with it. But what I've got to do is I've got to remove this stud. And the problem is the stud is in there really tight, it's been pressed in there. And here's the problem. If I was to take a hammer, and if I was to hit that really hard, it will bend the flange. I'm telling you now, it will just bend the flange and the stud will not come out. So the only way I can think, there may be other ways, but the way I'm thinking here is to cut a slot in here, in this flange, and that will relieve the tension on the stud, then I can knock it out. The other way would be to use heat. I don't really have any heat here that's going to be sufficient to actually get this hot enough, so I'm not even going to try heat. In the actual fact, there was an exhaust I'd done a while back where I did use heat and I got this glowing red and I tried hitting it and it was still bending the flange. So I'm going to go for cutting the flange method, which I reckon is going to work. So I'm going to stick my safety glasses on. Now I can't see anything. Fire up the angle grinder. Right, I've now cut a nice slot through there, so we shall see. I'm hoping that now I've cut that slot, the whole object is that it's going to relieve the tension on that stud. So now hopefully I should be able to hit it with a hammer and it should come off. Famous last words. Well, I can tell you, it's in there bloody tight, but I do see there's a very slight crack around here, so it has moved. You see how tight these studs are in? If I hadn't cut that slot at all and just tried hammering that, all I'm going to end up doing is bending the flange, and I know I am. So I'm not going to hit too hard. Let's see if we can get this out. It's definitely moved. Oh, I heard the change in note there. Woohoo! You see that? That's splined in. where is it? I'm not hitting it that hard actually, but you can see the splines where that stud has been pushed in. They're in incredibly tight. So let's finish it off anyway. Bingo. There we go. Look at that. What a piece of crap. Yeah, they're not the easiest of things to get out. But I've found that cutting a slot in the flange like I've just done is the quickest and easiest way of getting out of the situation. Because otherwise, I mean, you don't want to take the whole exhaust off, do you? That'd be a right pain. But now I can just feed a new bolt through here and put a nut on it. Job done. And there we go, one exhaust fitted. At the end of the day, it's just the easiest way of doing the job. Anyway, that's it. Till the next time, see ya.